Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Mitesh Khatri, Leadership and Law of Attraction Coach. As you know, on my channel, I give you different videos and different lessons on law of attraction so that you can learn how to improve your frequency and attract what you want in your life. Today's topic is very important. 7 things poor people do that rich people don't do. A lot of people ask me, why am I struggling in my life? And my answer is always the same. Poor people have very different frequency, rich people have very different frequency. Now, most people ask, what does that mean? That poor people have different frequency and rich people have different frequency? Well, our frequency is made of our feelings, our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions. So let's look at 7 differences that is there between poor people and rich people in terms of their feelings, their thoughts, their beliefs, their actions, basically their behaviors. But when you're looking at these 7 behaviors right now, the difference between poor frequency and rich frequency, take a notepad and pen. Here's what I want you to do. Interesting exercise. From point 1 to point 7, I want you to select for yourself either a check mark or a cross. Either a check mark or a cross. A check mark if you come in the rich frequency for that particular point. And a cross if that is the behavior that you are falling into the poor frequency. All right, so are you ready to learn about 7 differences between poor frequency and rich frequency? Let's start now. The very first frequency, make a guess. There is not a single person on earth who's talked about success. There's not a single person who's talked about law of attraction or success principles who doesn't talk about this point number 1, because it is that important a point. The very first difference between poor people and rich people in terms of their behavior, in terms of their mindset, which makes their frequency, is that poor people always blame. That's right. Poor people blame a lot. They blame their friends, they blame their colleagues, they blame their boss, they blame their relationships, they blame their health. Hey, they blame coronavirus, they blame COVID situation, they blame God, they blame their kismat, they blame the government. They are constantly complaining and blaming. Well, that's not what is the frequency for rich people. Rich people very rarely blame. Rich people very rarely complain. Well, everybody does, even rich people do once in a while, but very rarely. That's not their major frequency. Rich people have a habit of always taking responsibility. That's right, rich people take responsibility for their failures, for whatever is happening in their life. So rich people believe if something's wrong in your life, it's because of you. I personally believe something that I have learned a lot from my rich trainers and coaches that I have had in my life. They've always told me, Mitesh, if something is wrong in your life, it's because of you. So I've always believed that everything that happens in my life is 100% my responsibility. That gives me the power to change things because then I can respond. I don't have to react. When I respond, it means the ability to respond. Most people don't even understand the difference between blame and responsibility. So whenever I tell people, take responsibility for your actions, people say, but I'm not to be blamed for what has happened. I'm not talking about blame. Here is the difference between blame and responsibility. Blame is guilt. Blame is where you would ask by the way, you can even blame yourself. Because in blame, the question is, why did I do this? Or blame is about, why did you do this? Why is the government behaving like this? Why is my parents behaving like this? Why did they do this? Why did I do this? It's all about why people did what they did. That is blame. And in blame there is anger, in blame there is shame, in blame there is guilt. But in responsibility there is none of this. I'll tell you why. Responsibility is very simple. The difference in blame and responsibility is when I make a mistake, responsibility is, yes, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I will now take corrective measures to improve myself. Simple as that. Rich people don't blame. Rich people is all about, yes, I'm sorry. Ask yourself this question. When was the last time you said sorry? How regularly do you like to say sorry when you make mistakes? Or do you avoid saying sorry? Do you say sorry to your boss regularly? Do you say sorry to your wife regularly? Do you say sorry even to your children? If you promise them that you will bring a chocolate and then you don't bring that chocolate at home in the evening because you forgot, do you take responsibility or do you blame saying, "Beta, I was busy," and then you give excuses? Complaining, blaming, giving excuses, that is rich, that is poor frequency. Rich people's frequency is all about taking responsibility as simple as saying, yes, this happened because of me, Now let me see how I can respond to this situation. Let me see how I can take corrective measures to improve this situation. So ask yourself, which category do you fall into? The poor frequency where you don't say sorry a lot? If that is your frequency, don't lie to yourself. If that is your frequency, be very honest. Take responsibility now and put that X mark. So you know that that is one area where you need to work on yourself so that you can shift yourself from the poor frequency to the rich frequency. All right. So let's take responsibility. Your action in this area is very simple. How can you take 1% more responsibility in your life? That's it. I'm not saying take 100% responsibility for everything in your life. Maybe not everything is to be given responsibility to you for, but can you take 1% more responsibility every day? Just 1%. Take 1% more responsibility in your relationships. Take 1% more responsibilities to keep your table clean. Take 1% more responsibility to make more money. Take 1% more responsibility to take care of your health. Can you at least take 1% more responsibility? Instead of blaming and complaining, can you learn to say sorry? Where are you going to implement this today? Respond in the comment section. I would love to hear your comments about this. Okay? So that's the first frequency difference between poor frequency and rich frequency. Let's go to the second one. This is my favorite. Poor people want money for work. That's right. Poor people want money. First of all, poor people always want money. There is a big difference in the poor frequency and rich frequency here. Poor people want money and they want money for work. That's right. They say, I've worked half a day, give me half a day's money. I worked for full day, give me full day's money. I worked the entire month, give me the entire day's money. If you go to a freelancer and you call the freelancer at home for some electrical work, he finishes the work, but the work doesn't finish. He says, I have worked, so what can I do if the electricity is not on? I have worked, give me money. Poor frequency is about wanting money for work. That's not what rich people want. I'll tell you why. In the first place, rich people don't want money. Rich people make money for R. Look at that again. Rich people don't want money. Rich people make money. Rich people practically manufacture money because they believe in themselves. Why? Because rich people love to make money for R. R is what? Results, not work. One of the reasons extraordinary people in the world get big payments, big fees, big money for what they do, because they don't deliver work, they deliver results. Does that make sense to you? Look, I'm a trainer. In my field, you will see people who do the same activities, same conversations, same content, and they get 10,000 rupees a day. Some people get even 1,000 rupees a day. I get 2.5 lakh rupees a day. There are some people who get 5 lakh rupees a day. There are some people who get 25 lakh rupees a day. Now, it's not always about branding and marketing. It's about how confident you are about delivering results. When I go to my corporate clients, I say, this is the result that I will deliver for your organization at the end of the workshop. And if I don't deliver this workshop, don't pay me the money, because I don't want money for my work. I want to make money. I want to make money for the results that I deliver to you. Does that make sense? Think about it. Most people, especially in the poor frequency, always talk about मैंने काम किया ना, मेरा पैसा दे दो. अभी result नहीं आया तो what can I do? That is the frequency that doesn't allow them to go from the poverty frequency to the rich frequency, because the attraction never happens. Big opportunities only happen to those people who are result-oriented people. Think about it. The Olympic champions, they get big money, big money. Why? Not for the work that they do, not for the hard work they put into winning, but for the result itself, the winning itself. Similarly, in any line of work, you never should try to take money, not take money for the work that you do, but make money for the results that you give. There is a big difference in wanting money for the work that you've given versus making money for the result that you are delivering. In fact, you should be so confident about your results that you should say, if the results are not there, please, by all means, take your money back. Now, why would you have that confidence? Because it's not just about confidence, it's about this belief system. I don't want to take money from people without delivering results. I want to make money only when I deliver value to people, only when I deliver results to people. So ask yourself, which category do you come in here? X or check? Give yourself a check only if you think you are delivering value in your office where you're working in your company as an employee, or in your business when you're dealing with your customers. Whether you have a small shop, whether you have a large business, whether you work in a small company or a big company, whether you're in a small position or a big position, it doesn't matter. Ask yourself, are you expecting money for work, or are you making money for delivering value, for delivering results? Right? So I hope that makes sense to you. Poor frequency and rich frequency is very different. Now let's go to the third point. The third point, which is different, is poor people don't like selling. Poor people don't like selling at all. Because poor people find it embarrassing to sell. Poor people find it weird to sell. Poor people get scared to sell. Poor people are like, nahi yaar, mujhse nahi becha jata. Now, if you think about rich frequency people, rich people love selling. And there is a reason behind that. I'll tell you why. Poor people feel that if I'm selling, it means I am taking advantage of people. Similarly, they also feel if somebody is selling to me, they are taking advantage of me. That is why poor people neither like selling, neither like being sold. If somebody is selling it to them, anything. So somebody is selling anything to them, they're like, becho mat yaar. That's because people don't like being sold. Why people don't like being sold? Because they don't like selling, because they don't feel that selling is good. Rich people love selling. Why? Because rich people believe in what they are selling. Rich people believe if they don't sell, how will this world work? How will this engine of business work? Selling is the fuel of your engine called business. It is the fuel of the economy itself. The mobile that you're using right now, somebody sold it to you. The electricity that you're using in your house, you've given money for that. It has been sold to you. Everything that you have right now is being sold to you. The internet that you're using was sold to you. If the world was not buying and selling, how would the economy work? Rich people love selling. So rich people invest time and money to learn how to sell because they understand that selling is the engine that fuels the world. It's the fuel that makes the engine of the world work. So poor frequency people don't like selling. They're hesitant to selling. They don't like selling. They don't know how to sell. They don't invest time in selling. They're like, yaar, ye bechne ka kaam mera nahi hai. So whenever a poor frequency person has been told to shift to the sales department, they say, yaar, mujhe yahan mat dalo, punishment kyun de rahe ho? Whereas the rich frequency people say, oh, sales department, amazing. I would love to go there. I don't know how to sell, but I will learn because I know selling is amazing. Selling is good. Selling is about serving customers with value. If you think about all these points are interconnected. The previous point was about delivering result to people and then making money. If you believe that, then you don't mind selling because you know whatever you are selling to people is going to give them results. And if it doesn't give them results, you will not take their money. You will just give them refund for their money. Make sense? So poor frequency people don't like selling. Rich frequency people, they love selling. Ask yourself, X or check. Be honest with yourself, X or check. Let's go to the fourth one. Point number 4, the difference between poor frequency and rich frequency is poor spend without a plan. That's right. Poor people spend money without a plan. What does that mean? Money comes in their bank account. They just start spending. They spend by a habit. They spend by reaction. They spend by zarurat. They spend by need. Need comes, they spend money. Rich people don't spend like that. Rich people, whenever they make money, every 1st of the month or every 5th of the month or every 15th of the month, you can decide the date. Rich people first plan, then they spend. Rich people always spend after they plan. So in my wealth mastery course, a lot of people who were not able to save money without even increasing their income when they join the wealth mastery course, in the very first month, they start saving more than 10% of their income, which they were never able to do. Why? First plan, then spend. How do you do that? Plan at the beginning of the month. Take your total amount of money, your 100% of the money, and decide and divide, saying this much money I will spend for my personal expenses, this much money I will spend for my regular expenses of my life, electricity bill, phone bill, TV bill, mobile bill, all of these bills. This much percentage of my money I will spend on holiday, this much percentage of my money I will spend it on this. Now some people say, Mitesh, I don't make so much money to plan so much. You always make enough money to plan. If you're not planning, then you're just spending without a plan. You will always have a reason to spend money, I promise you that. But if you spend after a plan, your income always grows. That is the difference between the mindset of a poor frequency person and a rich frequency person. Ask yourself every beginning of the month, do you have a 100% perfect plan? 100% perfect plan of all the money that you've made. How much money you're going to save, how much money you're going to make. Do you have an Excel sheet that you track? See, a plan is not in the mind and a plan is on the paper. A plan is on an Excel sheet or paper or a Word document. I have an Excel sheet that I track every beginning of the month. All my Wealth Mastery members, we plan our expenses at the beginning of the month. We spend, but we spend after a plan, so we never feel guilty after we spend money. Most poverty people, most poor frequency people, even after they spend, they feel small. They feel unhappy because they feel खर्चा हो गया यार, बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा हो गया. That's what happens. That's how you feel when you spend without a plan. But when you spend after a plan, you can spend comfortably because you knew you were going to spend this money here. Whether it's to take your family to a restaurant to have dinner, or whether it is to buy something for your son, or whether it is to buy something for yourself, it doesn't matter. First plan, then spend. 100% of your money needs to be planned at the beginning of your month on an Excel sheet, on a Word document. Ask yourself, are you doing that? Is it an X mark or is it a check mark? I would love to know your total ratings below, that out of 7, how many X did you get and how many check marks did you get? Okay, so that's point number 4, difference between poor frequency and rich frequency. Poor people spend without a plan and rich people love spending only after a plan. Point number 5, poor people don't show appreciation. That's right, poor people don't show appreciation. I'm not saying poor people don't appreciate in their heart. They appreciate, but they don't show the appreciation. What does that mean? Simple. I was talking to one of our platinum members today in the afternoon, and I asked him, I said, it was a couple, and I asked the couple, I said, how regularly do you say thank you to each other? They said, for what? That question told me they don't show appreciation to each other regularly by saying thank you to each other. Listen, your wife gave you a glass of water, show some appreciation, say thank you. Your wife made food for you, your mother made food for you, you had the food, the first bite you had, show appreciation first, show gratitude and say, thank you, food was amazing. Now like, Mitesh, I eat the same food every day, why do I have to show appreciation? Well, that's the problem. Poor frequency people don't like and don't value showing appreciation. You go to a restaurant and a waiter did a great job, served you really well, went beyond his role to maybe do things for you. And you don't show your appreciation, but now not leaving a tip behind. You don't have to give a large tip, but show some tip. You go to the vegetable market and these poor farmers, they work so hard. They work so hard to produce the vegetables that we eat every day. When you go to that vegetable market, show appreciation. Give a little extra instead of negotiating and taking a little less. Because believe me, that is showing appreciation. What is showing appreciation? A gesture, some form of gesture. That gesture can be a thank you. That gesture can be a 10 rupee note. That gesture can be a tip. That gesture can be not negotiating with someone. That gesture can be a smile and saying this was wonderful, saying amazing, saying appreciation for something. Show a gesture of appreciation. Most poverty frequency people are poor because they don't have that fine ability to appreciate things. But on the other side, if you look at rich people frequency, rich people love showing appreciation. They love showing appreciation. Think about it. Rich people always love giving big money for things, for art, for cars, for anything. They love showing the appreciation for excellence. They love showing appreciation even for small things. So you'll observe that poverty frequency, even basic appreciation is not there. Like if you do something small for somebody, they don't say thank you. If somebody knocks you on the shoulder and goes away, people don't say, excuse me, I'm sorry. No appreciation. Show appreciation for what people do for you. If you're someone who goes to school and you come out of the class, show appreciation before you leave the class. Say thank you to the teacher. You feel, that's just her job. That's the poverty frequency. Thinking people are just doing their job. Show appreciation for the job that they have done. After all, you've received value. Show that appreciation. Rich people love showing appreciation in the form of gestures of gratitude, saying thank you, giving compliments, giving money, not negotiating, giving people an opportunity, recommending them to somebody. It can be something as simple as, for an example, you're watching this YouTube channel right now. Did you like what you're watching so far? Show some appreciation. Hit the like button. hit the subscribe button, say something in the comment section, learn to appreciate. I used to not do that in the beginning. I'm being very honest with you. When I used to watch videos in the beginning on YouTube, I used to not do it many years ago. Then I learned from my mentor, learn to appreciate in small things. If you don't appreciate, appreciation doesn't come back to you. Rich frequency is all about showing appreciation, right? So point number 5, ask yourself, X mark or check mark? I would love to know your comments. Point number 6, the difference between poor frequency and rich frequency is poor don't invest to learn. Poor people don't invest to learn. Poor people are what I like to call as freemium students. What are freemium students? They love to learn, but they love to learn for free. So a lot of people would only love to learn when somebody is giving them free gyan or free stuff. They want free. I remember somebody once commented on my law of attraction videos saying, I was manifesting a free workshop for a long time in my life. I loved your law of attraction video. There's a 3-hour video. You can find it on law of attraction. If you just type law of attraction Mitesh Khatri, you'll find my 3-hour full program. I've given it on the channel. And somebody wrote below that saying, I was manifesting a free masterclass on law of attraction and I got it. I loved it. Thank you so much. I will definitely do more of your courses, but only for free. So freemium students are constantly looking for free because inside they feel, why should I give for something? Why should I give something to receive something? Listen, the oxygen in this room works only when something comes in and something goes out of the room. This body is alive with oxygen is only when the oxygen goes in and then also comes out. You take it in all the time and you say, I'm not going to give it back. I want everything for free. I only want, and I don't want to give back. It's not possible to live that way. Rich frequency people don't think like that. Rich people frequency, they love to invest to learn. They love to invest to learn. I personally have invested huge amount of money in my life to learn all kind of workshops. I'll show you. This is my guru wall. I've learned from each and every one of them and I've given huge amount of money. And even now, I have coaching programs going on very regularly. Just last week, I completed a life mastery program with Anthony Robbins once again. Even though I have all his audio programs, I have all his video programs, I have practically all his products. But in spite of that, even now, whenever there is an opportunity to learn, I'll take the opportunity to invest money and learn. My mentor taught me, if you want the best learnings, learn to pay premium. You remember what I said about most people are freemium students? Rich people are not freemium students. They are premium students because they love learning, but they are premium students. Now, if you are a freemium student, you get a freemium coach. But if you are a premium student, you get a premium coach. It's as simple as that. Does that make sense? Listen, many years ago, I was listening to this one trainer on YouTube and he said, only watching me for free on YouTube is not going to make you like me. And when he said that, I was like, wow, that's so true. Only watching him like that will not make me like him. So I went and I joined him and I started doing his courses, and believe me, I learned a lot. I'm talking about Anthony Robbins. It is always value in learning from people. So invest in your learning. Rich frequency is all about investing. Ask yourself, X mark or check mark? How much money have you invested personally in your education for success and growth? And I'm not only talking about your schooling education, I'm really talking about your mindset education. How much have you been investing in your learning so that you take your life to the next level? X mark or check mark? I've invested more than 55 lakhs. I'm not joking. 55 lakhs in different kind of training programs in the last so many years with more than 7 mentors that I have specifically chosen. All of them are here on my wall. There are a few more, but they're not on my wall here, my guru wall. So that's the difference between poor frequency people and rich frequency people. Ask yourself, X mark, check mark, just be honest with yourself, okay? Finally, the 7th point. This is my absolute favorite point, because in this particular point, many years ago, I was falling into the poor frequency category. My mentor taught me this point and I shifted to the rich frequency, and man, my life changed after that. Look at what this point is. Poor people, they dream of not working one day. Let me explain this point. Poor people always talk about financial freedom, and the meaning in their head about financial freedom is, one day I want to make so much money that I never have to work again. Because poor people, they dream of not working. Whereas rich people, they love working. Rich people love doing what they do. Listen, it's like this. If you're a father or you're a mother or you're a brother or you're a sister, but really the example goes more relevant if you have children. So think of it this way. If you're a father or a mother, is it something you say, one day I want my son to grow up, I want my daughter to grow up, and I never want to talk to them after that. I don't want to invest even 5 minutes in their life after that. No, you don't think like that. Why? Because once you're a father forever. Once you're a mother forever. Because you love your children. That relationship never goes away. It's forever. You will always worry about your children. You will always do things for your children. Your parents will always do things for you. Because that's what love is. It's forever. It's not for temporary time. They don't even imagine. Our parents never even imagined, even now. If you're a parent, I'm pretty sure even you've not ever imagined that one day I'm never going to meet my children again. Ask yourself, do you treat your work like your children? Because I do. I treat my training program like my own baby, like my own son, like my own daughter. And how can I ever think of not ever meeting my daughter again? How can I ever think of not talking to my son again? It's not possible. I love my training programs. I love my coaching business. I love my writing work. I have 2 books that I've written. I want to write more. I love doing this work. Does it mean that after all the money I have in my life, I can't rest? Of course I can rest. But I love doing it so much that it's not hard work for me. It's not something I'm looking to run away from. But most poor people, their frequency is, one day, I want to stop doing this work. Every day they go to the office, they hate themselves thinking, कब ये जिंदगी में काम खत्म होगा? When will this work ever get over? And one day I don't have to do anything. I can just sit in front of TV, eat popcorn, have fun. My mentor told me many years ago, when I was falling in this frequency, I'm being honest, for me it was an X mark many years ago. I was falling into this frequency of always thinking, one day I never want to work again. And he gave me a challenge. He said, Mitesh, for 1 month, don't do any work. Give up all your ambitions. Sit at home, watch TV, eat popcorn, drink what you want, smoke what you want, do what you want for 1 month. Do it and come back. And I said, I'm more or less doing the same. He said, no, you're not doing that same. He says, you're not working and you're dreaming of not working, but in the meantime, you're thinking of how to make money. He said, just give up all your ambitions for some time. Give up all your ambitions thinking you've already made more than enough money in the world. Try it for 1 month. I tried for about 3 days. I couldn't handle it after that. I got bored in my life. And he made me realize something. He said, Mitesh, human beings not only get bored without working, but there is no value, there is no meaning to your life when you're not doing something for someone else. He said, the loneliest person on the earth is the one who is always alone, who's always thinking of himself or herself. So ask yourself, are you one of those people who fall into that poverty frequency the way I did many years ago? So hey, don't feel bad if you fall into that category, because even I was there in that category. That are you constantly dreaming of making so much money one day, fast money one day, so that you never have to work one day? That's actually poverty frequency. And in that poverty frequency, rich attraction does not happen. Rich frequency is about loving the work that you do so much that every day you give your heart and your soul in it, and you never think of running away from your work. That's love. That's passion. A lot of people tell me, I'm not motivated in my job. And I say, the problem is you've not fallen in love with your job yet. Fall in love with what you do. Then you're doing what you're loving every single day, and you never have to run away from it. And you will still become super rich now. In fact, now you'll become rich faster, because when you love doing what you do, you add huge amount of results and value to people's life for it. And then you make money easily and you attract money easily. Is that making sense? So those are the 7 differences between poverty frequency and rich frequency in terms of their mindset. Please share in your comments in the comment section below. What's your score? How many X's out of 7? How many check marks out of 7? I hope this video has been valuable to you. Show some appreciation before you leave. Hit the subscribe button so that you get intimated, you get known about more videos that I am posting in the future. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified about these videos whenever they are published. I am now promising myself, not promising you, I'm promising myself to publish videos on YouTube regularly, once again now, to help people, to help myself, to create a win-win situation. So whenever that video is published on YouTube, if you want to be notified by me, just hit the bell button, hit the subscribe button, give it a like, and most importantly, tell me your score in the comment section. And let me know if you like the video. And if you want me to make specific videos on specific questions of law of attraction, feel free to add your questions. I would love to answer your questions in the next video that I make. Okay? Take care. I hope that you work on changing your frequency from poverty frequency to rich frequency and attract huge amount of wealth in your life. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.